G'day guys, welcome to Rumble's Fish Room. So I wanted to make a quick little video about expenditures of a fish room. My main goal here is to help people out that set up a fish room really fast and then get their winter bill and realize that it's a bad time. So basically, if you're thinking about setting up 30 tanks, I hope this helps you. In no way am I complaining about how much I spend. I'm happy with my costings. I just noticed a couple of people were saying, like when I sell fish, like, oh, you must kill it. Truth is, no, I don't kill it. I'm lucky to break even. Breaking even is a good month. Hopefully the flower horns do turn that around a little bit and we do make a little bit of profit off them. But basically at this rate, any profit is going back into my YouTube channel. Alright, so let's have a bit of background first. I've got solar on my roof. This is including my house utilities. It's a two-person household, solar hot water system. I have no gas to my premises, so there's no gas. I've only got electricity and water. The house is insulated. We use the aircon. I've got a 15,000 litre koi pond, which runs on two LP40 air pumps, which I believe draw about 30 to 40 watts of electricity each. I've got two IBCs and an 8x2x3 that are out in the shed, which currently have heaters in them. I'm not sure if I'm going to run heaters midwinter. Just as an example, those three tanks there added $150 to my power bill in summer. Now, the ambient temperature of the tanks is around 25. I've got heaters in them at 29, so we're boosting them 4 degrees roughly. The fish room has 15,000 litres in it. It is run on a reverse cycle air conditioner. There is no heaters in the fish room. It's run on a central air system. My air pump that runs the whole room, besides the ray pond down there, only draws 180 watts of electricity. The ray pond runs on a single LP40. There is no mechanical pumps in this room at all. Also, the insulation. This room has more insulation than a cool room. This room has 3 layers of R3.5 insulation in the roof and 3 layers of R1.5 in the walls. Some of you will know what that means, some won't. There is no windows. There is no air gaps. There is no drafts, nothing. Humidity is high. That is a trade-off to have for low power bills. Everything's painted in mold-resistant paint, and yes, the paint does work. Alright, so the numbers you're asking. So I'm going to jot this down as we go. I've got it all packed away in my head. So my power bill is $300 in the summer and $600 in the winter. That's for 60 days. So we'll average that out, say $400 for 60 days. So that's $200 a month. So power, and I'm writing this down on a fish tank. What else would you do? So we've got power at $200 a month. Then water. Now, I just got my water bill. I jumped into the third tier. I've got automatic water changes. I use 1,800 litres a day, including the house. So my water bill ranges from 400 at the start of the year, and then all the way up to 660 at the end of the year. So basically, what I've worked out is we're going to go roughly $140 a month. So water, $140 a month. Now, keeping in mind, this does include my utilities like the sewerage charge and my water rates and all that. So my cost of the fish room includes running my house. So you could get your house and kind of you could remove your bills off mine, if that makes sense. So at the end of this, I'll give you a rough estimation about how much is actually the fish room. Alright, so then there's food. Now, I don't really pay for my food. That's something we're going to talk about in the next couple of weeks. We're organising a bit of a deal with a mate. I'm pretty sure most of you guys know which mate that is if you watch the channel. But we'll talk about that soon once it's concreted. But food, 100 a month. So food is 100 a month. What else have we got? We've got water, we've got electricity, we've got food. I think those are my key ingredients. So this isn't including any maintenance I do on the room, any fish that I buy. That's the main one. The fish, they're expensive. It's not very often I sell as many fish as I bring in, if that makes sense. Usually the incoming is more sometimes. So this number, most of you have probably already worked it out in your head, is how much my fish room costs to run for 1 month without extras. $440. Now, yes, I could minus a bit off that. To be honest, I think my power bill would drop dramatically. I've got solar, which also, I'm not sure if I mentioned it, the solar was a $5,000 outlay. I paid cash for my solar, so realistically power is more around like the $500 mark if I didn't have solar for a month. So we're subsidizing it with solar, but you could say running costs is still $440 if I didn't have solar, you know what I mean? So I'm still going to stick to the fact this room costs $440 a month to run. Now that's not including the 40 hours a week I spend in here. So that's, obviously it's a hobby, it's not a business, so I don't expect to be earning an hourly rate, you know what I mean? So basically, if you cannot afford $440 a month, don't start a fish room. I see it way too often. What happens is people, they buy all these tanks in summer, they set something up kind of like this, 30 tanks, obviously not to this extreme, they'll set it up in their garage or something, and then they set it up in a garage with no insulation, 30 tanks, all with heaters and stuff in them. Next thing, this power bill, that goes from $200 a month to say $700 a month. So they'll get like their winter bill at $1,400 for 60 days. If you're anywhere else, I'm sure you get bills quarterly, so it would be $2,100, but in Perth, we get our bills every 60 days for some reason. So then they're up to $700 a month in electricity. So that brings it up to like $1,140 a month. So pretty much, if you can't afford insulation, don't do a fish room. I think this is a pretty important video. I think it's a huge misconception that there's millions to be made in fish. But I think that's about it, guys. I'm going to wrap it up there. This video isn't me complaining about how much it costs me to run. It's kind of directed at the people that think I'm a millionaire by selling fish, and it's mainly directed at the people that have 3 tanks and think, oh shit, I've got money to make here. If you set up a breeding tank with one group of breeders and then 2 tanks as fry tanks, so you've got 3 tanks total, and you pick the right fish to breed, I can guarantee you'll make more money than me with a whole fish room just with 3 tanks. So unless you feel like going balls deep, try breeding with 3 tanks. Then 3 months later, try breeding with 6 tanks. Don't go from 3 tanks to 30. It happens too often. Buy 1 rack, breed, sell the fish, make enough money to buy the second rack. Buy the second rack. Work out your power bills and your costings. Don't buy that 3rd rack until you're comfortable in paying what it costs to run the 2 racks, you know. If this video did help, give it a thumbs up, guys. If you're not subscribed, hit that little red button. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace out.